I start talking about 1993's Road to Revenge, I'd just like to show you one of the official posters so you can get a little taste for what we're in for here. You like that tape? Just take it in. Just take it all in. My favorite thing by far is the look on John's face. He looks like he just saw something that scarred him for life. What was it? Was it the movie? I'm right there with you, buddy. I know what you're feeling. The best thing about this is that the movie has several alternate titles, like a lot of these Z-grade action movies do. So we get all sorts of different official posters for it, and every single one of them is as hilariously awkward as the last. I particularly like this one because it looks like John is annoyed with his own face. As I mentioned before, this movie is written, directed by, and starring the same man, one John D. Hart. And I don't exactly know who he is, so let's look him up real quick to find out a little bit of background on this movie. Okay.
Welcome to the law offices of John D. Hart. We've done extensive work in each of the areas of the law listed on this web page. Browse if you like, and don't hesitate to call at any time.
Well, that explains just about everything, actually. Now, I'm not saying that this entire movie was made as a weird, elaborate, creepy scheme for a middle-aged lawyer to get in the bathtub with a Playboy model, but this entire movie is a weird, elaborate, creepy scheme for a middle-aged lawyer to get in the bathtub with a Playboy model. Now, let's talk about the movie! So the movie opens on a long establishing shot of LA where it's fairly obvious that they didn't get any film permits, so the entire thing is shot from the back of a car, and it looks like someone's vacation footage. Good job. It looks great. This is a great way to open your movie. Oh look, Will Smith is in this movie. Well, this might be the 5th worst thing he's been in. So the movie opens on an action scene of our main characters as LA police officers preparing for a raid. On Casual Friday, apparently. There's John's character Rick on the left, Normad, the movie's villain, in the center, and to the right is Huck Finney, played by Wings Hauser. Now, if you haven't heard of Wings Hauser, neither have most people, but you know about him now, so I expect you to show him the respect he deserves. This guy right here is my favorite thing about this movie. I absolutely love his performance.
You stay with him. Okay, so Rick,
hit the bag, man. But here, okay? He saved my fucking life.
He speaks in such a bizarre way, sometimes putting inflections in places where no normal human being would put them.
That my wife...
He also seems to be completely intoxicated in most of the scenes that he's in, because he probably actually is. So, to give you an example of why I love this character so much, I'm just going to show you a little clip from this scene in the middle of the movie where he and Rick go to a bar and Huck is just making a scene for everybody.
Come on. No, I'm not coming on, man. She got her ass up in the air for everybody else. Why not for you, huh? Huh, baby boy?
Hey, man, chill the hell out. I'm your best friend. I never touched Alex, ever.
Okay. But number one, you never say Alex again. Number 2, I've forgotten. Number 3, I like to kill you. I'd like to kill this asshole and that asshole with the cowboy hat and his fringe. And number 4, I think I need a ride home.
Now, there's one other character I haven't talked about named Lady Woman. She's Rick's love interest, and she just can't get enough of the stash. I'd talk about her more, but she doesn't really do anything in the movie aside from boost John's ego and then get shot in the head. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Spoiler alert, I shouldn't have said that. I just ruined the entire movie for you.
I'd feel a hell of a lot better if we had a warrant.
You see, Bodie, that's the difference between you and me. I have ears on the street.
And I'm gonna be a lieutenant while you're still pounding the pavement.
So then some shooting breaks out, and Huck gets some ketchup on his hands. I mean, that's really unfortunate, because you can't really use a gun when you got ketchup all over your hands.
What's your problem, Normad? You almost got Huck killed. You know, if that guy dies, we're doing the whole world a favor. You just made a big mistake.
Not a problem.
Okay, and I guess that scene's over now. Scenes in this movie don't logically transition into the next one. They just kind of stop being scenes. After that scene stops being a scene, we're treated to this montage sequence that I guess is here to establish that Rick is a kung fu master or something, and it's as hilariously incompetent as the poster to this movie would suggest. And then he is feeding his dog, and then his dog has a karate belt, and his dog is a car, and then they're in a courtroom, and it's 1 year later? We aren't 6 minutes into this movie yet. In this scene, Normad gets Rick and Huck kicked off the force by framing them for using drugs.
But then I noticed something strange. Their eyes were weird, like someone who uses drugs, dilated. And then they started slurring their speech.
Candy opinions. Stick to factual observations.
Excuse me, that wasn't actually an opinion, though. Anyway, Huck doesn't take to this whole thing very well, as one would expect.
You son of a bitch. You crazy mother. Come on, you want some of me? Come on, take it all. Get your ass out of the chick. Your ass.
And then he does this.
Gas. Credit card.
I love how he struggles with the prop gun and they leave it in the movie anyway. The amount of care that went into this picture is truly astounding. Now, before we go on with the plot of this movie, I just want you to look at this still shot from one of the first scenes in the movie and tell me what exactly you think this scene is. Now, I'm not going to make any suggestions or imply anything. I'm just going to leave this here and let you come to your own conclusions. So, if you've seen anything from this movie, it's probably from this scene. Our main characters all meet up at a nightclub / arcade. And then Lady is introduced in the movie, and Rick and Lady start flirting exposition at each other.
Quit, got fired. What's the difference? You should have stuck around.
I wish I could have. I worried about you so much. Just didn't know if they'd call me one night and...
It's just been so hard ever since we were previously love interests, and then we had a falling out, but I'm still single and you're still single, and I sort of have a thing for lawyers with huge mustaches.
It's a friendship.
Wait a second, now why is this music happening?
Hey, Rick, come on up and sing.
No, you in the back. I don't think singing would be a good idea here.
Good idea. Good thinking.
No, please don't do this.
Come on, go up to the sing.
Yeah, come on, Rick.
Guys, stop encouraging him. If you keep doing this, he might actually do it.
Please,
Come on, Rick.
Please, guys, you don't know what you're doing.
Okay, you twist it. I'll do it.
All right.
Oh god, here it comes.
Well, it's sleek and it's sliding all across the floor, grooving 2 by 2, stomping for some more. That's when my eyes catch you and my heart begins to sing. Oh, pretty baby, man, can you swing? Oh, you're on fire when I grab you by the hand. The way still moving with the rhythm of the
Come on, everybody. Let's do the shimmy slide. Come on, you know it. Yeah. Is this good enough for you? Please laugh at me. I don't even know where to begin with this awkwardness. My favorite thing about it is that he appears to be like a 6-year-old child whose parents are forcing him to be on stage right now. He looks terrified. And what is this robotic movement he's doing supposed to be? Line dancing? That's not line dancing. This is. So Rick and Lady have a nice romantic evening together.
She says, I'm very shy. Can we turn the lights off? He says, okay, turns the lights off. She takes her clothes off and she says,
That's nice. He recites some Shakespeare, that's nice. Oh, they paid this lady enough to take off her top, that's nice. Oh, and it looks like Normad sacrificed a baby to Satan, that's nice. The majority of the second act of this movie is devoted to this boring and weird love plot between Rick and Lady. Luckily, there's a subplot in the center of all this about Huck's life basically falling apart. He starts drinking a lot.
Leave me hanging out there, yeah, okay. Well, you know I can't afford to pay the rent.
He gets in fights. He gets sent to jail because Normad is a judge. His wife leaves him. He even tries to kill himself at one point.
Hey, what are you doing, man? Hey, guard!
Oh, quit complaining, it's not that bad. After this, Rick comes to meet him in the hospital, and this scene is extremely important because they finally found an actor that's worse than John.
It couldn't be that bad. There's no life circumstance that our Savior can't help you with.
On my home planet we had no religion. When my people found of the joys of your Jesus, the Council of Schlevark decreed that I must partake for purposes of research.
Huck, I've got to tend to some other patients now.
I'd better go now. Take good care of yourself and the children, Judy.
I heard you did that bleach thing.
What?
You did that bleach thing.
Hey, I heard you did that thing where you tried to kill yourself, didn't you? You did that whole kill yourself thing.
I did, yeah.
So, because the movie still thinks I care about the love plot, Rick and Lady go to Lady's father's house to get her clothes or something. Her parents seem like nice people.
Who are you? Another drug-contaminated devil worshiper from Hollywood?
Hey, who's this guy you bring in with you? Hey, you wouldn't happen to worship Satan, would you? All of a sudden, the movie decides to have a plot when Normad orders his followers to kill Lady because she knows too much about their satanic cult. Have I talked about the satanic cult? Do I care?
I want to know when you're gonna dust that.
But there's still a lot of boring shit we gotta get to before we can go to the action. Let's skip a couple scenes.
I'll be with you when you're feeling.
This was a bad idea. This was the worst idea. Remember earlier in this video when I talked about the reason I think this movie was made?
You know, number one is that you never get down on anything unless you know something about it right from here. And number two, it's the little things in life that makes people's roads easy.
Okay, I like Huck, but should I be worried about him? Is this about to turn into a completely different kind of movie? Anyway, Rick and Lady finally get married. That's nice. And then... Are you kidding me? There are 2 sex scenes in this movie within 10 minutes of each other. This is... You're out of control, man. Someone please put a stop to this.
We got her.
Oh, thank God. Somebody shot her. No, just cut the scene. Cut the scene before I have to start acting.
Well, partner, I got something for you. I'm gonna come by a little later, all right?
I love how much he doesn't give a shit. This is why I love his character so much. I really relate to him. So Rick finally goes to Normad's home to confront him in order to...
Get even.
But not before he shoots this innocent stuntman who's just standing on the roof for some reason. The amount of care that went into this picture is truly astounding.
Hey there, Double Ugly.
I see the problem. What the problem that you're having? You got see the problem. You're holding the arrow in your back. See if you just need to do this. If you do this, you'll be fine.
The high and mighty judge caught with his pants down. Wow, you got enough dope there to do 30 years, Normad.
Supply
high.
Damn. Maybe I should have moved. So then Huck saves John from certain doom, but because John can't let a cooler character be in an action scene with him, Huck randomly gets his leg hurt and he can't help him face Normad. Am I missing something? It doesn't even show him get hurt.
Shit, I'm bleeding. You killed the only woman I ever loved. And it's payback time.
She was a full-blown bitch.
Then Rick stabs Normad in a broken slow-motion sequence, and Normad is sent to hell. I think that's what's happening. That's nice.
I'll see you in hell, you son of a bitch.
Not a problem.
So that was Road to... Why is the movie not over yet?
There is something you should know.
Yeah, what's that, sister?
Oh my god.
Rather than a long explanation, could you please give me a ride back to the hospital? There's someone here who wants to see you.
Oh my god.
Cindy.
Rick? Oh, Rick. I begged them to tell you where it was.
So in basically any other movie I would be complaining right now that having Lady still be alive would take away from the impact of her dying, but since I didn't care about her dying in the first place, I guess that's nice. So, that was 1993's Road to Revenge, and that's pretty much everything I have to say about it. In conclusion, obviously this is not a well-made movie, but I don't think anybody went into this expecting it to be. The question is it enjoyable to watch? Is it so bad it's good? And I'd say yeah. This isn't the most enjoyable so bad it's good movie. It's not consistently funny all the way through like some of the better ones are, but in the parts of this movie where it is funny, it's really enjoyable to watch. And I'd really suggest giving it a watch if you're the kind of person who's into movies like that. So, this concludes my first video review of a movie. This wasn't really easy for me to do, and I'd like to get some constructive feedback for you so that I can make more of these. So if you're someone who watched this far into the review and you have some feedback to give me, I'd love it if you could give that to me in the comments below. Because that's what people use YouTube comments for, right? Right?
Hey everybody, look at this book I found about eating babies.
A book? What's about eating babies?
They just sit there while you eat them.
Whoa, eating babies.
Wow. Why haven't we been eating babies this whole time?
I don't know, but I'm going to go eat one right now.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. What's wrong with this picture? But, you know, where is it written that the ugly guy never gets the girl?
Everywhere, man.